Have you been feeling off lately? Maybe more emotional, sensitive, or tired? Or maybe vividly inspired for something that you've never done before? Maybe full of energy one moment, but then wiped out the next moment, and you couldn't put into words what is really happening. So let me talk today about the incredible awakening that is happening on this planet. It's called DNA awakening, and I want to break it down so it doesn't sound too mystical, even though it is a bit, quite a lot actually. Right now, a collective DNA awakening is happening. Your body, your mind, your soul are being recoded for a new level of consciousness. And in this video, I'm going to explain what this DNA upgrade really is, how to recognize this science, what the 12-strand DNA system truly means, and how to actively support your own evolution. Because, as many of you know, you're an active participant in it, not just passive observer of it. So let's firstly talk about what DNA awakening means. Let's ground it a little bit. Biologically, humans have two physical strands of DNA. This double helix contains the blueprint for your physical form. But here's what most people don't realize. Over 90% of that DNA doesn't code for proteins. It's long been dismissed as junk DNA. But nothing in nature is junk, that so-called junk. It's dormant potential, and it's now being activated. In many ancient and modern spiritual traditions, it's said that humans originally had 12 strands of DNA, not just physical, but energetic, multidimensional strands as well. These strands correspond to different aspects of your consciousness, soul memory, and divine power. So what we call a DNA upgrade is really your soul's light codes reactivating parts of yourself that have been dormant for thousands of years. Those are the ancient memories that may be just slowly coming up through what we call downloads, where you just experience a need to develop a certain talent of yours, and then suddenly you recognize that you can learn it very, very fast, or you experience glimpses of memories that you can't put into this present life, or you just have some deep connection with something from maybe ancient timelines, or you feel pulled towards something completely new and you don't know why, but as you start following that pull, you recognize that your life starts changing so much. This is all related to this activation, and later I will take you through the science so you can notice that you're going through it. So let's break it down even more. The 12-strand DNA system is a map of your multidimensional self. Each pair of strands corresponds to a unique layer of energy, awareness, and soul expression. Here's what each one represents. Strand 1 and 2 are here for physical and emotional body. These are the ones we all use. They manage survival, fight or flight, physical growth, and basic emotions. This is where the ego lives and where most of society stays stuck. Then we have strands 3 and 4 that are mental and astral awareness. For some people they're more active, and for some people they're less active, and this activate your intuition, imagination, and astral perception. That's why if you've been wondering why some people can so easily astral travel or have more developed imagination, so they can see more clearly the astral plane and so on, and some people have much harder time with that, it's because in some people, these parts of their DNA are more open because they've overcame more fear, they've healed the, let's say, physical aspects of their lives, maybe in their previous lives or in this life, and therefore they're DNA spiral has opened more, so it gave space and signal, so the activation can happen. Some people are more activated, some people are less. It's not a competition. Rather, see those who are maybe more evolved in these areas as examples. You may start remembering dreams, seeing symbols, or sensing future events when your third and fourth strands activate. And this is where your inner vision opens. Then strands 5th and 6th are here for higher emotional intelligence and soul memory. This is where you gain access to past lives, karmic lessons, and soul contracts. You begin to understand your pain not as punishment, but as purpose. Empathy, compassion, and emotional mastery arise at this point. And when we look globally, we notice that so many people are activating this 5th and 6th strands, because so many people are tapping into emotional mastery. That's why so many people have acknowledged the patterns and are healing maybe family wounds, or many empaths are now being empowered by setting boundaries, which means they're not letting go of kindness and love. They just respect themselves more, so they can actually protect their energy when they feel drained. This is called emotional awareness, and more we are practicing it, more we can master it, more we can understand our own unique energy and how to work with it so we can be of service to humanity rather than being victims of humanity. This is a very powerful process. So something that you may be noticing as I'm talking about this is that you already feel parts of this different strands activating inside of you. But it's a very gentle and slow process, because otherwise it would be too intense and you would not be able to handle it. So one day you will just realize, oh, it happened. It was not so, such a big deal. Just very gradually and organically I've been activated. Then we have strands 7 and 8 that are about oversoul and spiritual gifts. This connect you to your higher self, your spirit team, even your galactic family. Clairaudience and telepathic communication often begin here. You remember you're never alone. Then we have strands 9 and 10 that are creator consciousness and grid work. This activates the power of conscious creation. You no longer manifest from desire or fear, you co-create from alignment. This is where sacred geometry, earth grids, and quantum healing come in. And once again, you may notice parts of this are awakening. Sometimes we just feel more drawn into sacred geometry and we don't know why. Sometimes we feel more drawn into nature and we just observe the system of nature. Not just because of animals or plants, but we just start to understand how everything is part of the whole. And we recognize that true healing comes when we become part of it as well. So we maybe learn from how all these systems work and we ask ourselves where we've become disconnected from them. And that's when we start opening up to the awareness of alignment, what is aligned with us. So we stop doing things so much out of just desire and fear. We start doing it out of alignment, what is truly aligned with us. This is the creator consciousness and awareness of the grid of the planet and the universe and how much you are truly a part of it. And then we have strands 11 and 12, which is divine blueprint and unity consciousness. Here is where you reclaim full connection to source. You dissolve separation and begin to experience oneness with all life. You become a bridge, anchoring divine light on earth just by being who you are. This is where real authenticity is born, and once again you can notice this is happening on the planet right now, very, very fast. So I'm not sharing this with you to give you a sense that maybe you're not there yet, or you're not evolving fast enough. I'm talking about this right now just to tell you where you're going and what lays inside of you. And to remind you that you evolve in your own unique pace. So spiritual evolution is not a competition. It's just, as I said, evolution. And evolution always happens in a pace that fits you. So more you listen to yourself, more you will evolve in your most perfect pace. Activating these trends doesn't mean growing more physical DNA. It means turning on the frequencies encoded within you. Your soul already holds the keys. These trends are like dormant apps in your spiritual operating system, and right now they are being turned back on. As your energetic DNA activates, your whole system begins to shift. Here are some of the most common symptoms of DNA awakening. Many people start experiencing unusual fatigue, followed by bursts of energy. So those are very interesting shifts that happen, like for a moment you feel exhausted or fatigued, but then suddenly you feel very inspired and driven, and then suddenly you feel fatigue again, and you are not sure what is really going on. Well, this is a sign of DNA awakening. Then we go through the process where we have very vivid dreams or sudden memories. It's good if you have maybe dream journaling, or you just reflect a little bit what could that mean to you, because you always have dreams that could be the most understandable to you, and if you meditate on them a bit, you can learn a lot about what your subconscious is telling you, or what suppressed memories are telling you, or what these mystical experiences are reminding you of. And I'm sure you will know exactly what you need to know, and at the right time you will learn everything. So to those of you who may say, I don't remember my dreams, it's not a problem. Realizations will happen in other ways, but if you keep going with your evolution, at some point most probably you will also start remembering dreams. Then another sign is feeling emotionally raw or triggered. This may happen many times because there's a lot of intensity present in our bodies. Firstly, our bodies are healing and we are releasing something, and as you go sometimes through something psychological, you're more vulnerable, so you're more easily triggered. And right now you may go through something more energetically, so you're also more easily triggered. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and give yourself what you need. Sometimes it's just space and more rest, but also be raw, because only when you're honest with yourself and when you're not putting over what you feel some kind of a mask that could dim it so you would hide it from others, you can really notice how to be more, you. So find a way to do it. Then another sign is sensitivity to sound, light, or energy. This is a very natural symptom that happens when we go through awakening. And it will not last forever. Eventually you will get used to energy. And you will also get used to sound and light. Here, what I would say to anyone who's becoming more sensitive to it is start finding a way how you could channel it into something. Like if your sensitivity is opening, it means you're becoming more sensitive also to ideas and to guidance and to subtle forces of life. And more you will sit with them and ask them for what to do with it, more you will receive guidance for why it's happening to you and how to use it. So you see it as a gift, not as a curse that sometimes people perceive it. Another sign is tingling sensation in your crown, heart, or hands. Another sign could be feeling disconnected from normal life. It's because you are disconnecting from normal life and you're entering into a supernatural life. Then another sign could be seeing repeating numbers and synchronicities and all kinds of different signs that can give you a reassurance that you are being okay. Like sometimes you come across this video, maybe this video for you today is a sign that you're not going crazy, you're going through some kind of an upgrade. And if you find a support when you need to, if you ground yourself, if you do a psychological check-in, if you maybe find support in your life, the way that you maybe connect with people who are going through something like that as well, or you just find an activity that can help you to channel these energies, like people go into art many times, or into dancing, or workouts, or any activity that you feel drawn to will help you to channel this transformation that is happening right now into something productive, or just to become more aware of it. And another sign could be a deep inner knowing. You're here for more. You just know, like, you're not settling for less anymore. You're not trying to fit in anymore. You know that you're here for more. And a part of you remembers. You just have this sense, and let me know how many of you will resonate with this. You just know that you came here for this. You knew this will be a tough journey. You knew that you are coming onto the earth for an incredible transition, where there will be pandemics, and there will be a rise of AI, and there will be incredible change that will be happening. There will be a spiritual awakening. All these things will be happening. You came for this, and a part of you knows. And when it comes to this awakening, it comes to noticing this part of us, so we can tap into it and live more from it, so we can remember who we are. You see, Earth is passing through what is called in many of spiritual teachings, Galactic activation window. A corridor of solar, cosmic, and photonic light designed to reawaken your soul codes. You choose to be here now, not to suffer, but to remember. And yes, this may be a very intense process, so that's why you need to be patient with yourself and provide to yourself what you need. So at this point, many of you may be reminded that it's not so much about taking care of others than it is for taking care of you, because that's how you will be eventually the greatest support for others. It isn't a glitch, it's a very divine design that is happening right now, and you are reassembling your original 12-strand blueprint, piece by piece, light code by light code. So how can you support this upgrade? Well, firstly, you need to realize that you are your own healer. But I still want to give you some support for your journey. The first one is sunlight and nature. Light codes come directly through the sun and Earth's magnetic field. So more time you spend under the sun and in nature, of course, cautiously, maybe not too much, you will notice that it doesn't matter how intense your journey may be right now, when you step into nature, you will immediately feel fine. Then the second tool could be breath work and meditation. This regulates the nervous system and creates space for DNA recoding. The third one could be sound frequencies. If you use tones like 5 to 8 Hz or 963 Hz, this speaks directly to your DNA and can help you to move more smoothly through this process. You could also use your own language and speak to yourself, like, I allow this upgrade with grace, or I allow myself to accept everything that is happening right now. Whatever language fits you, if you lay down and when you're in quietness and when you disconnect from some activities from your life, Develop a relationship with yourself. See yourself as a multidimensional being, as something you've been learning through all these years. You know you're multidimensional, but still, to your logical mind, it may be just a bunch of words. Now, as you start developing a relationship with yourself and you really speak to yourself, your soul will notice that also your mind is opening and your ego is now slowly shattering and creating more of these gaps through which more of your soul can really integrate into your body. So talking to yourself can be very powerful here when you have this kind of a supportive language, like you could be your own spiritual teacher here. Then another tool for you could be more light foods and more hydration, because your cells are sensitive. Nourish them with living foods and water. Put some electrolytes into water. It will help you so much. And of course, rest. Rest is the greatest medicine. Don't resist the need to retreat. Upgrades happen in stillness, as many of you may know that, right? So maybe this may sound like there's so many things to do, but one day you can do breathing and meditation. Another day you could spend more time in nature. Another day you could take care of what you truly eat and just observe how something makes you feel and then adapt to what works the best for you. You see, nothing of this is here to be a perfectionist about it. It's all for your own experiment. As you're becoming the scientist of your life, that is your journey as a soul in a human body. You're learning how to function the most coherently. And it's a journey, it's a school, right? So as your full DNA blueprint comes online, you will begin to experience heightened intuition and psychic senses, rapid manifestation and creative flow, inner peace, emotional clarity and soul alignment, a felt connection to all life, not just a belief, but a knowing, and the return of your original self that feels whole, sovereign, and luminous. This is what it means to be a new human. You're not here to ascend away from Earth. You're here to bring heaven through you into form. So that's why this awakening is not about escaping from here, but actually integrating parts of you that before you couldn't allow to be aware due to fear, due to stress, due to worries. Now as you're slowly letting these things go through trust and awareness, you're bringing more of yourself here. And you're seeing that this is the most incredible part about this. So you're not waiting for the upgrade. You are the upgrade. It's already begun in your cells, your heart, your light field. If this transmission activated something in you, comment down below. I remember who I am. Let's see how many of you are waking up. Also like, share, subscribe, and send this to someone whose soul is waking up. My friends, I love you all. I see you, and I'm sure that so many of you are feeling this. You are being upgraded, and the new world is being built through you. Just remember that. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting, as well as I'm an artist and I'm making these messages just to help you focus on what truly matters, because we are living in quite of a chaotic world right now, and it's important that these messages come up into our life so they remind us that maybe not everything is so crazy as it looks and so chaotic. There's something beautiful that is happening beneath the surface, and there are forces that want to distract you from it. So I hope you received this today, and please send it to someone who needs to hear it. Thank you so much, and to anyone who resonated with my art as well. You can find all of my art on AttractPassion.com, and if any of my paintings resonate with you, you can buy a print of it to support this channel, but also to support you, because all my paintings have been created with an intention to bring support to your life, whatever one you need. And the painting that resonates with you has something to give you. So go and check it out. And each painting has also its own description that tells you what it's all about. But obviously, find out on your own. This is it for now. See you in the next one tomorrow. And stay connected, my friend. One love.